Hello and welcome to today's Minecraft video, and today we're here taking a look at the third world that Lamim and I spent some time building. Now, I didn't expect to do a looking at our third world that we built already video looking back on this, but the time came. We made the decision to end this world and this creation. The reason that I'm confident saying we're not coming back to it like I am with the other two is because we have started our next build, so maybe that will be in some streams coming up in the future. But we're done here with this build. A little bit disappointing we didn't get to do as much with this one here as we had planned, but I'll get into that throughout the video of why we capped this one off where we did and all of that stuff. So this world we started as our first world we ever built on Bedrock Edition here, as the last world was still PlayStation Edition. Alright, dude. When we wrapped it up. So this year was probably started, I don't know, it's hard to tell months in 2020. It's hard to judge that. I don't know, probably January, February, something like that. We started this one here, so hasn't been as long. Actually, before today, the last time we played Minecraft was on this world, so it was quite recent. The reasoning for that really being over, you may have watched or you may have seen on the channel that we had a live stream if you didn't watch it, which is called Minecraft Disappointment, and in that was, well, pure disappointment. We traveled very, very far in this map to try and find a jungle biome, try to find a mushroom biome, things like that, and we did not find a single one. So, unfortunately, after traveling many, many ways, dying every single time we went and did a mining trip, it just wasn't a good vibe, good map for us. So we wrapped it up. Initially, back when we started doing this world, we came over the mountains this direction here, came out into this big field. Something we wanted to build on was really flat. Doing a flat world was ideal for us. There's a village over there which looks really, really cool. Those houses on the hill. Big fan of that aesthetic. So the first thing that happened here, I picked a spot for a house, and so did he. This here was my initial house. It was as wide as that section there, and still the same length. This here was my house. I turned it into a bridge eventually, but very, very fun because it would go over the water here. And I was a big fan of it in general. Over here is where my bedroom was. Now it is just grass, but my bedroom was here. This is where I kept my orange sheep. Of course, I want to have everything orange. And right here was our water feature that I made. This here is a stable for our horses, which eventually they died or something. I don't know what happened to them. Over here, this was a little hideaway area that I made. It was actually the only redstone thing in our entire build. This here would take us downstairs into a giant hole, and then further down here where we can sort of just store stuff if things all went wrong in this map. We had a place to go and kind of restart if every single item got destroyed in all of our houses. We had some stuff in there, and that was the plan for that. The next area that we got to head to, actually this is something I haven't even looked at. This is the graveyard that Lamim was working on making for if any of our pets died or anything. We're going to have one for unnamed dog, which was Lamim's dog that he had in the very beginning. Initially this here is going to be a skyrise building area like it says there on the sign. Ultimately that did not get completed. Not as many things in this map per se didn't get completed, I feel, as in the last one, because there's only two things, this and a tower over there near our houses. This here was a house that I built for Lamim. We're building houses for each other. I built this for him. Kind of a simple little house, but kind of fun, kind of cool nonetheless. So let's close these doors. Of course, every map needs a ranch. Well, when I say every map, I mean they kind of do. This here is just the ranches, and then this is where we send people to the ranch. in our ranch draft. So we got Zach, who's a clown and a simp. We also got Zach, who's simp and slutty. And we also have Snakery, who's also Zach. Yeah, if you don't know about that, I recommend you check out some of our Race Playlist episodes from a couple of weeks ago. This here's a donkey. It doesn't have a name, but we'll call it Zach. I guess it's made of the donkey, but Zach's an ass, so it kind of works. This here is a truck that Lemmy made. Very, very cool tractor trailer truck here for logging. And, yeah. This here's our logging area. It's a super, super cool thing Lemmy did. Big fan of this. I didn't have to chop down any trees. So that works for me. Basically, he came in here and he chopped down trees, cycled it through whatever we needed. So say, oh, I need birch wood. Okay. Grow a bunch of birch trees. Oh, we need oak wood. Let's do that. We got all the trees here besides the dark oak wood. I don't think we ever got enough saplings for that, but everything else is in here. That's quite fun little tent set up as well. The hell's that? Maybe I'm going to buy a creeper. I don't know. This is Lamim's farm. Very cool. I like his idea to use the nether fences here to really ensure that the area didn't get burned down. That's quite a cool little thing he did there. He really was into farming in this map. It wasn't something he was in our previous 2 maps, but this map he was a big fan of that. Over here, this is another entrance. We're not going to go in the nether. There's nothing to show you there, unlike in some of our other builds, or our last build that we had a great nether. This one here had an absolute shit nether to go, basically, with the rest of the map being absolute shit. So if we kept going, we were going to redo this nether for the nether update, but obviously never got there. This here is supposed to be a witch's house, kind of just cool. You can find this in the swamp biomes. It should look just like that. This here's the meme's first house. This here's supposed to be an apartment. So there's a bunch of different levels here. Apartment level there. Apartment level here. This here's also got some crops growing on the top. And then we head down the stairs over to here. And this is another room of the apartment. Over here is more crops growing. It's supposed to look like the ones in the villages. If you see those, when you head to a village, it should look just like that. Do we have any food in here? Sure the fuck do. Okay. Farm. Just got a bunch of cows. You need some leather. There you go. There's also a sheep in there. Yeah, that was supposed to go for a tree that didn't officially get even started, so it doesn't count as not getting finished. This here is part of the logging area as well. This here is for, chopping wood. It's supposed to look like one of the wood cutters. So it goes to the logging area over here. Alright, there we go. Now we can speed the fuck up, dude. As we head back over here to this is our resident services. Very nice building. And the inside is supposed to resemble the inside of the building in Animal Crossing. Very, very similar to that. Got the side for Tom Nook, side for Isabel. This is supposed to represent the computer there, the Nook thing. I don't remember what the computer is actually called. The ATM-looking computer thing. And, of course, your donation chest thing, whatever it's called. And then we got a clock tower here, because Lamim thought that would look kind of cool. Now we head into this. Now, this here also is a lake. Or this is the lake thing. There's another one over there. Lamim kind of connected it into the river. Very fun to go around on. This here is our houses. This is Lamim's house. He built both of these. He wanted to build one for me, and I thought, damn, that's awesome. So I moved in over there. Within his house, got a bedroom. Got an area to keep food and cook food. Glass for some skylights to go actually all the way around, so it's glass the whole thing there. Some black leather that looks very, very nice. This here's just where he keeps all of his items. He also has got Sonia the cat and more stuff to smelt things. Down here is our enchantment room. We never got to enchantment, but it's here either way. And then we also got some area to make some potions. Over in the next area. Good job, me. This here, actually, we'll start with this. This is supposed to be a dock for boats. Very, very cool. Very simple. We actually had that in our first build, if you guys remember watching that video a couple months ago. Over here, this is my house. Oh god, I hit a cactus. This is where all my cooking of food was done down here. Do I have any potatoes? I don't. I was making some glass for my building. Bunch of it, actually. Holy shit. Yeah, all the enchantment and stuff happens there. Mailboxes, well, we both have those. This is where I just stored some of my other random items. More stuff in these chests. I will actually grab some potatoes, though. We have Inchon over here, my cat. Always name my black and white cats Inchon when I get them in the game. Based off of being a similar name to Soul, who was my cat. So I always wanted to name them. Initially, I was saying that, so I had one that was supposed to be representing her in our second build, and then once she died, the name became in honor of her in this build. And I have a black and white cat in the next build. I just have a name tag for it yet, but that one also will be named Inchon. Heading down the stairs here. This is where I keep some extra stuff, basically. Basically, anything that's not food, tools, or like random ass items and rare stuff comes down here. So basically building stuff like rocks, nether rock, and dirt all come down here. For anybody wondering, this here is our wool and like flour chest, wood, food, random shit, and tools. Upstairs, we go into this area. This is my bedroom area. This here is special rare things. Very, very close to being able to make a full set of diamond armor. Unfortunately, we never got to bring back enough diamonds. I've had enough, but I died. This here is just random items that I sort of had in my pocket and just never, all these basically things that I carried around or wanted to place and just never did. Out here is supposed to be like a little where I was going to keep enchanted books. So that's that. And also paper so we could go ahead and make books. But never got to that point in this map. Unfortunately, I really wanted to get into this map, but the meme really wanted to move on to do something with, getting bamboo and things. So we did that. I thought it would have been cool to definitely at least, build more. I really like this map, but it is very discouraging when you're out there and there's just nothing that you're looking for and you just can't build what you actually want to build with. So I get it. And I agreed with the moving to the next area. Up there was where I was growing potatoes on the roof. Also, back here is where potatoes are growing as well. Also got some sweet berries, which are gonna basically be harvested, thrown into this, then composted, and then turned into bone meal. This is the tower that I was working on, and so I needed a bunch of glass for. Also, this here was going to be surrounded by granite. This is my project I was working on when we stopped. Similar to the meme and his graveyard, he was doing multiple different levels. It's going to be like an apartment building and also just storage of stuff. Very, very nice view up here, but this here will forever be an unfinished project, which is kind of sad. I really, really liked that building. I would have loved to see what this would look like when it was all done, but I kind of like to leave these maps basically untouched. Just to kind of get that vibe of, what it was like when we kind of finished it up. The only thing I do want to get rid of is this water if we're not doing this map. This is purely for construction purposes to get up here, so the water will go. And then we'll put this back where it belongs. But everything else in the area, basically, I kind of like to leave it the way it is and preserve it for, you know, just having it look the way that it did when we last wrapped it up. So the final area that I do want to head to is up here where we just were, where I got rid of the water. There's just some random shit. I don't know. Lamim thought he could outfight illagers or something up here. So this is Lamim's Zen Garden. Actually, one of the main things that kind of set off not finishing this map. He wanted bamboo up here, and we just couldn't find bamboo anywhere. We spent days looking for it, and nowhere to be found. And that's also what the pink wool was for. He was going to make a cherry blossom tree, which would have looked really, really cool up here. Unfortunately, we won't ever get to see what that looks like. But that's not a non-finished project, because it isn't in a state of not being completed. It's just the additions aren't here. So unfinished is the graveyard over there, and my tower over here. Very unfortunate to see these things not finished, but that's how it is. So that is that video. That is the third map, and I'll look back at it, and really just a kind of disappointment to see this one end. The other two, I wasn't disappointed when they ended. The first map kind of hit its point due to the fact that that was the first map that I ever built. I was learning a lot about the game still. Lamim had sort of gotten annoyed that I destroyed the building because I thought it was funny, which I now wish I didn't destroy because it looked very, very cool. But at that point, I didn't really know how much that mattered. And then in the second one, we built a lot of stuff. We kind of took a break from Minecraft, and again, Soul had died when I was building that one, so that was a little bit tough to want to necessarily go back and build in that map anymore. But those both have reasons why we didn't do them. But this map, just to sort of leave because the seed is ass, because we couldn't find 2 items, is very very disappointing. I don't really know how I feel about the map that we're doing right now, the fourth map, but I hope I'll get into it. I think that it has a chance to be good, but I still definitely wanted to do this map. It wasn't something I really wanted to move on from yet, so we'll see how it goes. But either way, that is the third map. That's the completion of it. And this is how this map will forever stay. A look back at the third map. Of course, if you guys missed the first or second map, make sure you guys go check those videos out. Of course, subscribe, comment, like, notification bell. What else do you gotta promote on YouTube these days? Other social media platforms, memberships. I can just throw like 20 things at you guys and be like, hey, you should do all this shit. But yeah, all honesty, subscribe, like the video, those types of things. Let me know what you guys think of this build as well down in the comments. And we'll see you guys in the next one.